Hello, my name is Cliff Layton with Life Factor Research, and here today with a friend and gentleman that I've worked with for years in this space, Troy Thruitt. You'll hear from him in just a moment. We're really honored and to speak to you today about what we feel is just an incredibly disruptive product, disruptive being a good word, Cellectone. A product that we've had the good fortune of being able to experience over the last 6 months. And man, oh man, there's just nothing like it. Today, we hope in the next couple of minutes to explain to you, how does this product work as well as it does? Why are we getting such rave reviews? And I think the first thing to understand is the genesis. How did it start? Because this was anything but a cosmetic skincare project. And so for that, I want Troy to maybe enlighten us a little bit. Troy, tell us about how Cellectone became what it is today.
Thanks, Cliff. I'm Troy Thruitt. I have a fellowship in aging and regenerative medicine. And the really cool thing about this Cellectone product is it actually didn't start. The active ingredient that we're using here started in actually a pharmaceutical product that repaired and allowed the body to heal itself. Now, I know that those are big words, but let me just say that when the body has some type of an open sore or a wound, it's busy trying to defend against anything that comes in. And we found with this ingredient that we can lower the body's defense and allow that medication to get into and get into where it needs to get into. In this case, it was wound healing. And so what we did is we took that active ingredient and we added it in here into our Cellectone product. And that's really the differentiator between Cellectone and other things is its ability to allow the different things to actually work.
Great, Troy. So let's dig a little bit deeper on that. So if you can, maybe take just a minute and help our audience today understand the nature of clinical trials and what has to happen there in truth to get an approval and a patent on a raw ingredient like this.
Well, in this case, it was really important because we were working on a product that actually helps the body with wounds that were just having a hard time healing. And what we found is that because the body produces something called MMPs, which are proteases that actually fight against anything coming into the body, those MMPs also do really bad things, which is dissolve proteins. That the body does it because inflammation that comes from a wound, it treats it like a protein. It's trying to get rid of it. Well, unfortunately, collagen and connective tissue and things, they're proteins too. And unfortunately, your body doesn't discriminate. It goes after, with no preference to good or bad, it just goes after tissue. And the ability for Cellectone to stop that from happening and to then deliver our stem cells and our formulation that actually does help, it's been amazing.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, then there was a down regulation. So you had the ability to control the nature of these MMPs and sort of get them to do the thing that you want them to do, which is get out of the way and let the good stuff get into the chronic wound and heal the wound. And so if that's correct, take us to the next step where apparently there was this epiphany of moving the concept of healing a chronic wound into treating aging skin like a chronic wound.
Well, yeah, and that's exactly right, Cliff, because what we found is that, and you've heard everybody talking about, the different abilities of their particular anti-aging cream. And it's all based around what's called peptides. And peptides are what we deliver with our stem cell research. Now, those peptides are the building blocks, the things that keep things in check as far as aging goes. But the problem was, it doesn't matter how many peptides you have in a formula, if your body won't allow them in, you're not going to do any good. With this new formulation, it allows the downregulation of what's called proteases. That's that defense system. It downregulates, and then it allows the stem cells to actually penetrate and do their work and deliver those peptides and those proteins directly to collagen and connective tissue.
Wow. That is, so I guess when I said early in the conversation that this is a disruptive product, I really wasn't exaggerating, was I?
Absolutely not. This is a far different product than anything out there. And obviously, when you start using Cellectone, you'll be able to tell that immediately because, the stem cells, the proteins, the building blocks, the anti-aging part of this immediately goes to work.
Wow. So, we hear so much, Troy, out there in the marketplace about collagen, and the value of collagen and how bad you need it, and how bad you sort of had it as a young child, and then over time it dissipates. Something tells me that there's a collagen compound, there's a collagen story here. Can you help us with that?
Well, sure. People have heard about collagen, but kind of what is it? So underneath the epidermal and dermal layers, you have this thick layer of protection, and that's collagen. Now, collagen is held in place by the connective tissue called fibroblasts. So as we get older, because of this constant attack, whether the attack is from, let's say, toxins or environmental UV light, something from the outside, or just from the cellular production of energy, which everybody has heard that production of energy creates a toxic environment. And that toxic environment, it needs to be controlled, or it will start to eat and disintegrate connective tissue and collagen. Now, everybody knows an elderly person, you see them, their skin is paper thin, and it looks like they've lost everything. Well, that's because they've lost that collagen. And so our job in the anti-aging world is to provide an environment where we can deliver the proteins and the repair needed to keep that collagen strong and to keep those connective tissues in place.
Wow. So is it safe to, can I say, is it a fair statement to say that what this is going to do is actually up the collagen level in people's dermal layers?
Absolutely, because it's actually rebuilding. The stem cells are delivering the proteins needed to rebuild that collagen and strengthen the connective tissue. Once the connective tissue is lost, then it's very, very difficult to keep that in place. And everybody's seen sagging skin, and then not too long after that, the collagen is just gone. So the proprietary blend here, number one, it moisturizes, allowing the skin and the dermal layer to actually benefit from that, and then delivering those stem cells. And stem cells are the building blocks, the proteins, the things that are needed. They're called peptides. Everybody's kind of heard of peptides, but those peptides are the building blocks that actually rebuild that collagen and strengthen that connective tissue.
Wow. Fantastic information, Troy. The last thing I would want to do is end our little time together this morning without giving you maybe any concluding thoughts you have, because there's a good chance that maybe I've missed something. Is there anything else that you'd like to add to this story?
Well, like I say, the active ingredients here, the stem cells, the ingredient that helps, called QXP, a patented formulation. Bottom line, they contain antioxidants, peptides, proteins, all of the building blocks needed for healthy skin. And with this Cellectone as a night cream, it's actually delivered where you need it to promote optimum skin health. And that's fantastic.
Troy, thanks, man. Really, really interesting information, great information, and something I think we both agree the buying public needs to hear about Cellectone.